All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Be sure to hit that thumbs up as you guys are tuning in. And of course, remember the disclaimer. Remember these results are not typical. Remember that day trading is risky. It takes time to learn, grow, and become experienced. Remember, copy trading does not work here on the live stream or recaps. And lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. So be careful of imposter accounts and fake accounts. I will never message you first. With that being said, let's talk about today. Today was a pretty solid day. We're up 5.5K. But as you guys can see, it was pretty messy. We did have some losses. A lot of stocks where we were red 1K, green 1K flat. Likewise with that's in TAOP and NVNI. NVNI up 2K at one point, then back to flat, then up 1K, then red, and so it definitely wasn't the cleanest of days, but we're grateful for the green. MYSZ, one of the best stocks that we had today. Just to show you guys like a quick trade from this one. I want to make this recap short as possible, just to show you guys a quick trade here. We were playing around with some size. With big size comes big reward. With big size come big risks. And so, part of the deal for me here was getting in aggressively and taking the trades as I see them. And this is one of my better trades here in at seven as the stock pulled back from this high of about 30 here, in good rhythm, in good tandem with the stock. Very aggressive trade here in at 7, and this thing took off right here like a missile. And right here I start to sell right up at 50, which ended up being a little bit of an early sell. I'm in at 07. I'm already green about 2K on this trade, and I sell it at 750. And I think in the moment, I don't know why I took it off. I think I could have let it ride a little bit, because in just 1 or 2 seconds later, look at this. Stock is at now 80. So I missed out an extra 35 plus cents if I was selling right here. But nevertheless, a great trade. It would have been lovely to get the extra couple of cents for high of day, which is 75. That should have been the target I was aiming for rather than the $0.50, because it looked like I just sold without really giving it time to see if it was having resistance. But this, I believe, was my highs. Right at 9,000 was my highs. From here I did give back. I gave back on the way down, but we did ultimately retain most of our gains. 7.6, which was pretty decent. Sometimes it's just so hard not to give back, because the stock at times still looks strong. You give it another attempt and it ends up burning you. Stock AQB, this is one of the other ones I was red on. I got destroyed. TAOP as well. We can look at TAOP right now. This one, started off pretty decent. Got up there as mentioned. Very close to 1K early, and then before you know it, this thing pulls back on me. I'm back to flat in one candle. Getting caught buying in one candle. I'm back to flat. Right here, I miss a massive red to green from 59 up to 65. Just frustrating stuff. The stock goes all the way now to 80 without me. I missed the pullback, didn't buy the high aggressively, and this thing goes to 80. Then when it finally pulls back here, I buy 72, and I believe I'm going to get cooked in the process. I bought 72. Hold on. Okay, I tried to buy 72 at a limit order, got a partial fill, tried to add now market order a little higher, 72.9. So I got the fill higher here, 73 basically. Stock gets to 75. Again, I'm up on realize almost 1K. I don't take it off immediately, thinking we could see a little bit more of a bounce. And that's where I went wrong. If we fast forward 30 seconds, stock has dropped massively to 65. Stuff like this, man, where at the end of the day, I'm supposed to take the gains. I can't fall in love with holding this position in this particular type of movement. The penny stocks are, for me personally, quick gains. There's other traders in our chat room. They hold bigger positions longer, 200-300K shares, 50K shares. For me, it's smaller size, in and out. And sometimes I try to get that bigger move, and I get burned. Right? And it's not to say I'm following anybody per se, but in the moment, I'm thinking, hey, we went from 78 down to 70. I'd like to see a little closer to the highs. When I have to remember, I didn't get the perfect bottom, and I'm not going to get the perfect top. So taking the $500 unrealized is the way to go, right? Didn't do that. Held it a little longer and got blazed. Red 1K. So, these stocks like this, which, again, if I was to catch the pullback here in the first place, or was it down here? Was it earlier? Yeah, if I was to catch the pullback earlier, right here, 59, man, again, this thing just ripped up from 59 to 80. This is enough to make like 5 grand in just that move. Man, I tell you, it's a little tough sometimes to trade, man. If you don't really always push it to get in, just like that, you can miss the move. And so I got blazed. I think even once again, I came back flat somewhere. I think I came back flat somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Right here. Had a good trade. Had a good trade in here. Nice big position at 70. It rips up. It jumps up in price. I get to basically come out nice and flat here. Right there, 70. And I tried to hold it here to give it more of a chance to open up. I said, okay, 74, let's take it. I'm back to flat. 30 seconds, 40 seconds later, get caught in this big flush, back to red 1K. In fact, I did import a trader view. I can show you guys, the amount of money that probably passed through my account today, just today alone, is insane. Let's take a look at it. Let's see here. We can filter for just today, which is the 20th. Detailed win-loss expectation. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. The amount of money that passes through my account is unbelievable. To make 5,000, I made 22,000 and lost 17,000 of it just today. Which means if I never had a losing trade today, I'd be up 20 grand. But we know in a perfect world, well, let's say we're not in a perfect world, it's not gonna work that way. But what I have to try to do is retain more of my gains. And also even being more aggressive over time. Can this be I made 40,000 on the day and lost 20,000, still net green 20,000? That's what we need to see. This when you guys see me, sometimes just having a little bit of a tough time, it's because I know I'm letting some of it slip through the cracks, man. Slip through the cracks. And it adds up quickly. Red to green 1K. Red to green 1K. Red, it's like you made 3K, lost 3K, and the end of it now you lost another 1,000. You're red 4,000. You're net red 1K. You made 3K, you lost 4K. It's not good. You got to be able to get green, add to the green, build higher, build higher. Get green, add to the green, build higher. Biggest loss today, 1,100. Biggest gain, 2,400. So coming back to the video here, we had that MYSE, of course, and as mentioned, the other stock here, which is really worth talking about, NVDA. Yesterday I lost 3,000 off the top. Today I'm gonna lose 2,000 off the top. And this move, I saw the stock early, right here. And at the time, I was eating some food that was very messy, right on this candlestick here. I was eating some finger food right here at the station, and it was just bad. I had to go wash my hands. So I'm like, oh, this thing right in this candle here at 14.47. I'm like, this stock might start to make a move. At the time, you can see the volume is low, but it's like it seems like it's curling. I go wash my hands. By the time I come back, it's already up here. So I did miss this first big green candle with volume. But after this, I was basically here. And I was red 200 on this stock at the end of the live stream. Like early in this, chop of a move. And so from red 200, I went to... Was it there or here? I think it was here. No, I think it was here that I saw it. Yeah, it was definitely here. Here's where I left to wash my hands. And then I missed this move all the way up. Came back at the end of this pullback or somewhere in this red candle. And I went from red 200 to basically red 1K. Made it back, then red 1K again, getting caught on like this red candle, I believe. Made it back. And then finally in this move here started to pull away, but this stock was weird, man. It was like a little lighter volume, and it did seem at times untrustworthy because it was extended, which made it harder to hold. And I already don't hold super long, but today I was holding, but it made it harder to hold. But if you held for like 2 minutes at a time, like a full minute 30 seconds, you dominated it. But if you only were holding 40, 50 seconds like I tried to, you didn't really catch it because it was a little tricky. Again, it was a little tricky. And I think maybe 20-second hold times, 10 seconds as well in some areas. So I only got up to about 2K. I only got up, and I say only because stock went from 7 to 12, 70%, and I only got up to 2K. So red, again, red 200 to start. That's where I was. To red 1K, to flat, to red 1K, to flat, and then finally started making money here. Only made 2,000 going up, and then I lost it. I mean, I lost it so quickly. A lot of it too, the way how I lost it, a lot of it was the ask. Getting filled high on the ask and just, getting murdered in some trades. There were some key areas like this. There were some key areas where, like down here in the chat, I put out a call out. I'm long right here, almost bottom tick. Almost bottom tick. Stock goes up. I'm in at 40. We're lows at 22. Then goes up to 10. I'm not taking anything. I'm like, hey, my target is 1050 minimum. 1050 minimum is my target. Didn't sell anything at 10. It comes right back down. And the mistake I made, I lost concentration. Going into the chat was kind of my mistake because I started typing, started texting, started doing too much. Again, shut up and trade it, right? And so not being laser focused, my analysis not even clicking. I didn't even think about buying back the double bottom, which it gave a perfect double bottom here. I could have bought back with an even lower because I stopped out break even. But I could have bought back between 20 and 40 and literally take the same trade again. And if I did, I would have been holding 1,500 shares all the way to 1050 and beyond. So I was already green in this one on realize like 700-800 or more, whatever it was, maybe a little less. And this time I would have made a full 1,500 right here. I literally typed in the chat what the actual F, because I missed this beautiful trade here, which just wasn't good. But again, lack of focus. One of my biggest lack of focus area on the day. Falling in love with typing in the chat like I don't have a brain or something. And, I think it's okay if I'm going to give the call outs, but I had to be locked in first and foremost, and only giving call outs when it's appropriate and if it makes sense, but not in the heat of battle, man. You got to just, if you're in the arena as a gladiator and you're fighting your opponent and you take time to look up into the crowd and say, hey, it's like for a split second you're losing your focus. It's not worth it. It's not making sense. So it's different if I'm on the live stream and I can just talk and say it because I don't have to move my hand, look over, type. And I type like a grandmother like this. So what was I thinking? Man. But anyhow, missed this beautiful move. Ah, you son of a gun, you son of a gun. I missed this beautiful move, man. And then right here, I said in the chat, I believe the stock will do a false breakout at the highs. Relentless, why do you think the stock is going to do a false breakout right here? Well, this chart was similar to the chart from APB, I believe, or PRFX. One out of those two stocks, it was very similar in this situation. And it felt like we were running out of steam. Could we have made a new high? Yes. But it felt like we were running out of steam. I started off this sequence well, and I did capture some moves going up, but and really and truly I thought it would go higher, closer to 12 or over 12, and then fail is what I thought would happen. But it didn't go that far, and it Titanic, and I got caught in this big drop. And so a couple of losses there from plus 1600 to then play because I was just losing, right? I made back some, and I remember I saw 1600 gains to then basically red 200 after this candle, and then that was it. Red 400 took like a few more trades here, and then that was it. But for sure, man, would have been nice to add. It would have been nice to add some of the gains here, and again, holding longer in this move up. This is enough to make 10,000 alone in just this move if I'm holding longer. If I'm catching this $1,500 trade, I think the loss is always fine, but the key is to do your job where you have the opportunity in the uptrend. So when you do, because look at this red candle. Look at this red candle in comparison to this move up. If I eat the full loss, if I'm in at the high, out at the low, it should mean nothing because I captured such a big, beautiful move already. If I capture all of this or most of this, it doesn't matter what loss I take here because I'm up 30K and losing 5K off the top. I'm up 10K losing 2K off the top. It's different. Rather than you just didn't do as well as you could have done, and then you end up giving back the money anyways. And so sizing down in an area like this is also key, which I didn't think about doing at the time. Perhaps still a little too distracted. But the bull flag failed. Short sellers were in control. And that was all she wrote. But nevertheless, I think today was a much, much better day of trading. I give myself an 8 out of 10 today versus the garbage of yesterday, which really was like, the back half of yesterday was terrible, man. I think PRFX was good. Yes, we could have used more size, but we did a terrible job on the back half. APB or PBM, whatever the stock was. We really traded it very poorly. Very poorly. This time around, this stock was just more difficult because of how the volume came in, how extended it felt, but it ultimately just kept going. Like this red candle here, I watched, and I'm like, I'm not buying this, man. We just went up from 7 to 10, and we pulled back to 920 from a high of 1028. I mean, it was $1 a share, but the way how it happened, it just felt high, man. Like it just felt high. Didn't trust it, stuff like that cost me from getting in and then riding the wave properly. But that was the day, guys. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys later. Be sure to check out the links down below for the chat room, for the classes, and for the scanner. All right, it's another good day. Pastor signing out.